Rice pyramid do not match up to reality. In place of her are the spectacular sight of the rice pyramid stack in the FCT in preparation for the president to officially unveil them on Tuesday. Nigerians have mostly expressed cynicism, something about those thousands of bags of rice piled in the open fare about both unrealistic and out of touch with reality. First, almost all the media account of the Tuesday ceremony laughingly repeated the claim that there were up to 1 million bags of rice in those pyramids. How could that be? In the days Nigeria had groundnut pyramid, each was estimated to have been constructed from ground 15,000 plus bags. To build rice pyramid composed of 1 million bags means there should have been approximately 65 of those structures, but there were only 13. It also did not help the government's credibility that former Ogun Governor Senator Ibikule Amosu once celebrated bogus rice pyramid in 2017. Amosu claimed to have revived the further rice production in Ogun. His notable feat soon turned into an online joke when the photograph of the rice pyramid while it was being built surfaced to turn out that much of what the governor was passing off as a huge stack of rice were mostly the scaffold that held up the pyramid. Skeptics are now sharing photos of Amosu's stunting invalidate the current rice pyramid. The rise of enthusiasm must be dispiriting for the government officials deceitfully celebrating. They have spoken in superlatives, noting that these rice pyramids are a fit destiny for the Guinness Book of Records. Yet, if the rest of the world has not paid that much attention to Nigeria's rice pyramid, it is because we are not yet competitive in the global rice market. China and India had produced about 50% of rice consumed worldwide to not build pyramids to show off their output. Like most serious countries, they take their ability to produce steps for granted. If Nigerians too are not jumping excitedly over the rice pyramid, it could also be because of the Christ insensitive of displaying them for photo ops, especially when the prices of the items are soaring beyond reach. Nigeria is one of those countries in the world where on average people spend around 90 to 100% of their income on food. The high cost of food and the diminishing purchasing power of the majority account for much of the poverty endemic in Nigeria. As such, the outrageous display of that rice looks like a vulgar taunt of the deprived. Besides, what is the point of putting all that rice in the open? Rice is typically stored in roofed and high-regulated warehouse to lessen the possibility of the moisture damage. So why did Nigerians store its own outdoors? Why risk all that produce to the vicissitude of the weather and other agents of nature just to take their photo? Nigerian demonstration is tagged on understandable though. By stacking those bags in Imagios pies, we have been asked to recall the glory days of the country when groundnut pyramids are done places like Kano. The rice pyramids are a make Nigerian great again sight of, and they are designed to invoke nostalgia for a phase in our national life where we had the capacity to produce for export and also connect that sentiment to this moment. The rice pyramid are staged to persuade us of our advancement as a society, that we had driving back to that period in our historical trajectory before we discover oil and bread. Of course, with those pyramids, we are being urged to believe that the capacity building efforts of this government had paid off, and we have renewed the knowledge with which we used to till the earth can make it yield its abundance. Except, of course, something was off with such manipulative attempt. Unlike the rice, the groundnut pyramid are recorded as substantial achievements and not merely stacked for the eyes to feast. They were a symbol of national wealth, and their mere sight told the story itself. Sufficient country, a nation where people actually worked hard before they fell into the trap of eviscerating the eggs to rob it of its riches. Those groundnut pyramids were located at strategic places where they were routed through railway to the seaport outward to their final destination. The groundnut pyramid had a reason to be where they were and were not merely an interloper of reality. Nobody needed to announce that Nigeria was self-sufficient at the site of those groundnut pyramids because they matched the social reality. They symbolize our agricultural wealth and testified to our nation's agricultural skill and entrepreneurial capacity. Quite unlike these days that merely feeding has become a luxury, as I watch videos clip of one trailer after trailer bringing the rice bags to build the pyramid, I could not help but wonder why even the choice of the FCT location. Is there a processing factory nearby? Why deploy all of these efforts to display rice in Abuja only to be dismantled all over again? At least we were told by Sheikh Mazu, chairman of Pyramid Subcommittee of the Rice Farmer Association of Nigeria, that as soon as the ceremony to unveil the rice was over, the bags would be allocated to processors who would complete the production and sell them at a discounted rate. Would it have not been much easier and even more labor and time saving for the trailers that brought the rice to have simply distributed them directly to those same processors while first assembling them in the FCT for a photo op? The fact that we are still as wasteful of the resources invested in constructing the rice pyramid just for government officials to ceremoniously launch them shows that we have not even recovered from the habit that made us lose our way in the first place. Rice pyramid look impressive, but questions of availability, affordability, and even the sustainability that they raise are far more crucial. The last point is especially important given how much security issues have contributed to the dissemination of farming in Nigeria. Ideally, rice pyramid would have been far more meaningful if they were constructed from a place of surplus and not scarcity. In other words, for a country to have invested so many bags of rice in forming rice pyramid, there should at least have been 100 times more of that number already in circulation, using rice to build grain pyramid, while people complain of its relative unavailability and subsequent unaffordability only prioritizes show over substance. Meanwhile, there is also the irony of how Nigeria's generative capacity has supposedly increased, but the food is far more out of reach than ever. according to CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. At the rice pyramid ceremony, the national output of rice production had gone up from about 5.4 million metric tons in 2015 to more than 9 million in 2021, while the productivity per acre of smallholder farmers upped from about 2.4 metric ton per hectare to about 5 metric ton within the small period. He also claimed that the CBN financed 5 million small-scale farmers, so we are to believe that 1 out of every 40 Nigerians is currently a rich farmer and output almost doubled, but rice price shot up by nearly 300%. Again, the refined officials promised that there would be a price crash as soon as they release the rice for sale. That is rather curious, given how costly food products, including rice, of course, have been in the past years. One wonder why releasing the price into the market would not hasten. Why spend months building a pyramid with bags and bags of unprocessed rice when they could have simply prioritized completing the production process and then facilitating the distribution across the country? That would have been more exciting when they let the exhibition of unfinished produce take precedence over the urgent need of those who need them. You cannot blame those who refuse to salivate over the sight of their food in a pyramid. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel to get more updates.